to bring 7 founding fathers of America on the same land at the same time, who created an unparalleled system of government of free people that became the sole superpower on this earth. Bharat is my Janam Bhumi and US is my Karam Bhumi. Right at the start, I'm here to tell you that I would not be what I am today without Dr. Bajwa's guidance and support and my alma mater, Punjab Engineering College. Right from the beginning, I had a deep interest in practical electronics. We were divided in groups of 3. We decided to design a phase meter. That practice those days was just to do a paper design, but I wanted to build one. We were able to scrounge around enough components to build one. And as some of you might know, what happens to your first circuit? Especially if it's your first circuit. I turned on the power and smoke comes up. While I was dejected, my other 2 partners in the group were celebrating to not have to put up with their crazy partner anymore. I'm not telling you their names, but I admit I was driving them nuts. Dr. Bajwa, the head of our department, who had gotten his PhD from Ohio State University, saw the tears in my eyes and sent our storekeeper to take the next train to Delhi and find substitutes for those 2 burnt transistors. Phase meter was built. I was honored to receive 100% marks in that particular practical training course, a record I believe I still hold. Dr. Bajwa made the whole Punjab University celebrate my success, but not only that, this phase meter allowed me to get a real circuit design job in 1970 at NanoFast when we were in the middle of a deep recession, and my classmates at IIT Chicago were lucky to find any jobs at all. While I have retired from active design, I became and got recognized as one of the world's top electronics hardware design engineers, and it all started right here. I don't have the time to go into all the stories of this phase meter, but I will tell you this. This circuit was my ticket to explosive growth in my professional career. Subsequently, I went on to design and invent a lot of new products, over 500 of them, and create new industries, and found the AVG conglomerate in 1975. So thanks to Dr. Bajwa and Punjab Engineering College. And now, to new students at PEC or anywhere in the world, pay attention to practical electronics, not just paper designs and software emulations. You will enjoy and become a great product designer. Moving on to, I guess, the backbenching, Prime Minister Modi and President Trump. I know that's the real reason I'm here talking to you. The roots of my political activism also started from PEC. Due to my mother's influence, I was a staunch opponent of corruption starting back in early 60s. We formed NACO, National Anti-Corruption Organization, right from this soil of PEC. Went on to do some crazy things which we were discussing in our meeting yesterday. I will not repeat it out here. That one of the crazy thing was leading a march of 500 students to Jagat Theatre and subsequent, let's say, police problems. Then getting PEC to go on strike because of my friend, lifelong friend, one of my close friends who I end up meeting yesterday, Sansarchan. So that happens to be here. He is here. I joined American policy and politics in 1979. That ultimately led to my support of President Ronald Reagan in 1980 and serving on his Business Advisory Council. From 1986 to 2020, I chose to stay out of politics and just watch it from the outside. Until in 2010, I was approached by Nikki Haley to support her campaign for governor of South Carolina. And here, Nikki Bede, I will tell you that this great daughter of Punjab, specifically from Amritsar, will be someday soon the President of the United States of America.
Beautiful.
And one of the great ones.
Beautiful.
Being from Punjab, having heard the tales of migration of 1947 and 48, having observed the 1965 war with Pakistan right from the top of our home in Amritsar, I was always loath to our country, United States of America, giving foreign aid to Pakistan. So I decided to make this a personal challenge to cut it off. Right after bin Laden was found hiding in Pakistan, we mounted a campaign to have US Congress vote to cut it off. I practically lived in DC for 1 year, and in July of 2012 was able to get Congressman Ted Poe's bill to do just that. It passed. August of 2011, there was just 4 members of Congress willing to vote for this bill. And by July 2012, we had converted that number to 215. It takes 218 to pass a bill in the House of Representatives. Now, I've never done this before, but I will take this opportunity to publicly thank Nitin Gadkari, then president of BJP, who in 2012 sent Nirmala Sitharaman, now our defense minister of India, to Chicago and DC to support our movement to cut off this unwanted and counterproductive foreign aid, almost $4 billion per year. During the mission to convince Congress to cut off foreign aid to Pakistan, I came to know of a gentleman by the name Narendra Modi, then Chief Minister of Gujarat. I became an instant fan when I found out he was able to control corruption in that state. March of 2013, I saw us bringing a high-level congressional delegation to Ahmedabad to end Modi's diplomatic isolation from the US that enabled BJP to anoint him as PM candidate in 2014 election. Here, as tradition in our country, United States, I do not want to comment on Indian politics, but I must say that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has the best chance of uprooting corruption from India. As you know by now, fighting corruption is a passion of mine. I do believe that India's GDP growth will double if it was able to remove the cancer of corruption, and then only it could dream of becoming becoming a nation of the first world. It must get rid of corruption cancer. I became involved in helping Donald Trump's campaign early in because I saw in him a leader of unwavering conviction, boundless energy, and a compassion for everyday people. Despite being a billionaire, he was close to the working class people, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, as he worked with them when he was growing up as a boy. He was also proud to defend the core values of Republican Hindu coalition that I founded with Speaker Newt Gingrich, the RSC 4 Fs, free enterprise, fiscal discipline, family values, and firm foreign policy. Here I stand before you as a proud Hindu, a proud Indian American, and a proud Precocian, an American who has not forgotten the land of my birth, but one who found the freedom and opportunity to go to work, to build a business, to raise a family, to achieve, and to create and energize the most important mass movement of the past several decades. Donald Trump won in a landslide victory, the most shocking win in American political history. A victory that proved the media and establishment to be wrong, and I'm proud to have played a part in it. Trump declared at our Bollywood concert and charity event, United Against Terror, just 3 weeks before the election. He said, "I love Hindus, I love India, and in a Trump administration, the US and India will be best friends." Mr. Trump's family visited Hindu temples with me. His famous Ab Ki Baar Trump Sarkar advertisement, the first time in history an American presidential candidate spoke Hindi, was absolutely went viral. It was seen by more than 1.2 billion people worldwide. 1.2 billion people. American economy has skyrocketed in the last 2 years since President Trump took the oath of office, resulting in unprecedented increase in prosperity all across America, regardless of race, color, or religion, or even political beliefs. There are 5 million Hindu Americans in US, and by the way, when I use the word Hindu, it's inclusive of all faiths that originated in Bharat. One of 20 Hindu Americans and are business persons. That is, there are 250,000 businesses owned by them and have seen huge growth during President Trump's regime. Now, Hindu and Indian Americans and those here in India have a best friend in the White House. This cannot be underestimated. Admittedly, in unimaginable fashion, the US-India relationship during Trump's presidency has arrived at an unprecedented juncture. I'm sure that my friend, Ambassador Ken Jester, is hard at work. He's hard at work realizing this potential. Some media outlets have complained that President Trump is not showing any signs of deepening US and Indian relations. They judge it by news stories by mainstream media in the US. They judge it by President Trump not making a trip to India. I have always said that from the last 2 years, judge it by his actions. Which president of the United States has been so clear in its relationships with Pakistan and the arch enemy of India? Now, notice this. He, at 4:10 in the morning on January 1st, 2018, wrote this tweet. Just think of what he's thinking. 4:12 a.m. The United States has foolishly given Pakistan more than $33 billion in aid over the last 15 years, and they have given us nothing but lies and deceit. Thinking of our leaders as fools, they give safe haven to the terrorists we hunt in Afghanistan with little help. No more. Do I have to say anything more?
No.
I thank you for the honor to speak to you today. My life story is the story of so many of you. Back in America, we call it the American dream. But it really is a story of yearning for freedom, and together, let's make this vision happen for billions of people of all nations, races, and religions around the world. God bless America, God bless PEC, and God bless Bharat.
आपने स्टोर किया हुआ सारा?
हाँ जी।
मेरे को शेयर भी करना है।